guys, Typo Skyper here, and today it's a very emotional day, but I know it's been like 1 year since that what happened in the beginning was, but it's not a very good day because it's been like 1 year, like a Memorial Day after what happened. I just find out in my own personal website to check amount of what's going on and basically why. And I can't believe that Robert Williams has the committed suicide. And I'm trying to be. It's been like 1 year after the 1 year, and sorry I took it waiting so long because this is my special video. I want to say something that is very before I begin and starts on the ones that I remember to watch as one of Robin Williams. And yeah, it's basically why I didn't know what's going on because Enable. You know what this guy is, Robin Williams is? He's a comedian and he was an actor when he brought us on those movies. Like the one that you have a childhood movies and then have another adults movies. And it's very emotional sad day. I cannot believe when we have a committed suicide. And I just find out on my own personal website that the one he has committed suicide, but it is not confirmed yet until that will happen, and it's later, further. If you don't know what this guy is he's a comedian actor that he's a best actor in moving the farce as I know what's going on here, and so. It's very emotional, sad day. It's been like 1 year. It is August 11, 2015. But last year originally is August 11, 2014. So this is the ones that I heard a bit of what's going on here. It's been like the ones that it's not knowing what's going on. And it's still not very emotional day. I know it's a very sad day, but this isn't my part of it. It's my special review, the ones that I remember it. But before I begin on my special movies, these parts are the ones I remember. It's a special, the ones that I remember it as the ones I remember to watch. But it's, I was worried about it if the ones if very close and this part and this and that or whatever. So I try to make it as possible. The ones that I remember, I believe this is 1 year, and I missed it at his birthday on July 21st, something like that. I believe was, and yeah, it's July. I believe it is his birthday. Lately, but I forgot to post it on it. If I can, maybe I can use that at the ones that I remember to show it right now. And so let's start it with, and then begins on my memory of the Robin Williams. He's a comedian actor, guys. So let's start it with the ones that I remember it. I enjoyed a bit. The ones that I remember it has he has the TV shows, and not only that, there's the TV shows, and I even mentioned that before. Yeah, and of course, those movies, and even the childhood movies, as far as I know, is the ones that I remember it. But I'm not going to explain a lot of this right now, because maybe it's so I can remember it as far as the one remembered as far as I can. And so let's try to figure it out about this, what this Robin Williams, the ones that I remember or not. So let's try to figure it out as far as I can. Okay, let's start it with, before I started with the movie, any of his movies. So let's start it with the ones that I remember. Not too lately, I never saw his TV show until what happened. The ones that I remember is the rerun on the Nickelodeon known as Nick at Night, basically, I believe. The ones that I remember is Mork and Mindy. Mork and Mindy is a basic comedy show. They from the 70s and until the 80s. And it's basically, this guy is a funny show. He plays Mork. He's a spaceman or something like that. He's like a half alien and half human, something like that. I believe that's the one in the 70s. Mork and Mindy is the ones I remember that show in the rerun. It was pretty funny. And the ones I remember, the intro, the opening, and then goes like, no, 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 no. And it's funny. It's a funny thing in the intro. And the ones I remember, I cannot watch part in exactly. Any out of it, this episode, the ones that it's pretty funny, that this is the best comedian and actor. The ones I remember the spots by far, and as long as Morgan Mindy is the best the best TV show. If I have it on a DVD or not, I will do that. I would get that if I did. I want to figure it out, or Blu-ray. I wish to have one once this based on the TV show was look like. And I remember Mork and Mindy, it's a reruns now. Nowadays, I'm trying to figure it out. It's still on the ones that I remember. And I try to figure it out. It's, as far as a show, the ones I remember that show it was very good. Okay, let's go to the way that the childhood movies, if you remember it or not. But I will not explain the longest, the many movie reviews as far as I can, the ones that I remember it. And let's get to it about not too many plots in this movie. I want to use that one by one as close on it wherever as I can. The ones that I remember is Hulk. You know, he plays Peter Pan. I will never forget that. The ones that I remember, I was 8 or 9 years old at the time in the beginning in the 90s. What can I say? Robert Williams, he was the best play as Peter Pan with the many actors with Dustin Hoffman as Hulk, and Julia Roberts was Tinkerbell, and the rest of them entirely. I remember that time the Hulk was then the best part of the movies is then the best one as Peter Pan. Now recently I find out there's the ones I remember later on. Robert Williams, he plays Genie from an Aladdin movie from the Disney movie, and of course you have this he plays the genie. He can make you wish him whatever you want because he wants to be a friend. And the ones that I remember the entire scenes, and until the later further, this goes to it's about an Aladdin story. Until there's a genie story with an Aladdin wants make a companion as a friend for the making it whatever they want. Is trying to help him out basically. And of course, when he performs 2 songs only, like A Friend Like Me and Prince Ali, and in the entirety of the movie, it was a fantasy movie. It was amazing how to use that in this movie as close as possible. And but there's a sequel on him, but that wasn't not a sequel in the Return of Jafar until later. It's a TV movie until it appeared that in the third movie, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Robin Williams has the genie as part of it. There's 2 movies in there, but except the Return of Jafar, the ones I remember it, is that Robin Williams is the best that plays a genie. Now, let's get into the ones I remember is very close to ones that I remember. It's a funny one. I remember the one I watched, Flobber. Flobber is the... He plays in the professor. He was trying to save the college and things like that and what's going on here because it was still funny. I remember Flobber, the watching was, and if you trying to save the college and things like that. It's about the one he's trying to cancel it, the waiting, and of course he's trying to use it with his some kind of the female flying around the robot called a Weibo, and they're trying to use experiments to wonder how to make Flobber. It's a green rubber. It's like a shampoo and then bouncing around. It was pretty funny movie. I remember the one since that I remember. In that time period, that was that time in the period. It's a Disney movie. I remember that time was the Robert Williams movie is the best, the Flobber movie. It's very, as far as I know. So that's the only I have to say this about this Flobber is still I remember it. And let's see, I think I remember as far as I can, the ones I remembered. Oh yeah. Now, there's some of it I remember right now. You can tell me that. The ones I remember, like nowadays, I try to figure it out. Why that I saw that movie. But, Robert Williams, he was playing the doctor, the Russian doctor, the movie called it 9 Months. It's about that he's plays the doctor, the Russian doctor, but kind of still like I remember. It's still funny. Not too long, the very long scene, and until there's some amazing actors like Hugh Grant and Julianne Moore, like the ones that I remember of that movie. Until later I find out it's a very funny movie when he plays a doctor. It's very fun. The movie is also, you can tell that he plays a Russian doctor. I can't remember what's his name and character exactly. So what can I say? 9 months movie. It's a very fun movie. The ones I remember, I was 13. It was like, what was I thinking? I watched that. It's like, but nowadays, now I know what this, the 9 months movie, but don't quote me on that. But that movie is very fun movie. You could tell me as Robin Williams movie, but the entire whole, not spoilers, but you could tell that but you have that's the 90s version, what this is all about. So, that's all there is to that. And the ones I remember also as well as Jumanji, he plays Alan Porsche, something like that, I believe it correctly his name. He plays in it when he was a young boy until he was an adult. It's all because it is some kind of Jumanji, it's some kind of a board game. What is some kind of the magical thing, something like that, and what's going on until it appeared that it's very gonna happen. It's some kind of amazing special effects. So there's some kind of the CGI when the animals like in a zoo and all that. It's extremely the ones that I remember. Jumanji is a very good movie, but I'm still confirmed like this. But it's still I remember the Jumanji as well. But let me try as far as I know about Jumanji because it was still some action sequence or some special effects, the ones that I'm trying to, there's some actors, the ones that I know of or not, but trying to figure it out. Jumanji is, Robin Williams plays Alan, I believe it is the same as character, and it was the late 60s until the 1995 was it's just based on telling the story. And yeah, that's what happens in Jumanji and the ones that I remembered. Now, the ones I remember until later, and then back and further, the ones I remember or not, let me try as possible. The ones I remember is Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire, well, you can tell, say, he plays as an actor in the movie, like a voice actor until he quit, and until later, what he wasn't back in an actor and again, like, a voice actor until he plays on another actor, like he dressed up like a woman. But don't get me started with the Dustin Hoffman, the Tootsie, but I was talking about that movie. No, it's he plays as some kind of as an actor with his kids, and then to try to have fun and they something like that, and the whole things and what's going on here. I can't tell you that, and no spoilers until you find out yourself. But there's some of the ones that I remember it. The one that he plays, he was joining in to help with his kids, but it still loves him. But then there's one actress, Sally Field, but it doesn't like that, and I know, but I thought that this marriage and trying to work this out or not, but he's trying to make it divorce him. It's kind of very sad scene. And the one saying but there's only one way of solution. He get dressed up like an old, the British nanny is the one saying it closer further. And so, yeah, it's still fun, but I thought it was not the word, man, but it very worked. Mrs. Doubtfire, before 9 months, I noticed this one, it's very, very close to that of what happened, is still, the ones that I remember it's still in that part, and then I till later referred it after that it's a very good movie, the Mrs. Doubtfire. Now, there's two more things that I gotta say something here, but I'm not gonna try to explain the whole thing in the movie, the ones that I remember it. Okay, but not the whole entire movie I saw it or not, but let me clearly understand why. Last time I saw, there's two things that I remember. Okay, the ones I remember is Night at the Museum trilogy. He plays Teddy Roosevelt. He plays as some kind of an American hero, but he wasn't told in a museum, like a statue when it comes to life or whatever. There is an amazing actor, Ben Stiller. He's a night guard, and of course, Robert Williams, he plays Teddy Roosevelt, but it's not a real person, but it's the same one. It's some kind of the magic one, and until that night when the statue song comes to life. The first one, and the second one, and the third one was very good until it appeared that Robert Williams died in his memory until in the end of the movie, and in the third one. And Teddy Roosevelt, he's the best Robert Williams, and he plays performing, has very good acting. And so far as I know that it is very good, and I'm going to miss him a lot. And let's not forget the ones that I try to remember last time I saw, I was an adult and I try to figure it out. There's a movie called A Good Will Hunting. It's somewhat dramatic movie, but you can say there's some of it. And the ones I remember, like right now, I keep watching it over and over again. Is still the back at track. It was my. And before I say about this movie or when I watched it is still, in my reality was, I did a lot of horrible things, and like later, or I did back in the 90s or 2000s, and it's still basically, and the ones that is saying, keep complaining yourself, or if you haven't been bowling, things like that, and what's going on here, if you haven't, why you deal with the punching with all, a lot of people deal with it. So many things that what happens that I'm trying to explain to you, this is what happened. This whole thing, the ones that I did horrible things, or what did I do, or I did something not right, is that I have so many things done horrible, and when then I did something wrong with it in my life, is the ones that I did. But you can find out yourself as what you're telling you is not realize that is. The ones that I remember, I did a lot of the horrible things that what's going on here. Is the ones that are like, that quote, the ones that I'll never forget it, I watched A Good Will Hunting. And there's a scene on A Good Will Hunting, is the ones that I remember, the ones that I'll never forget that right now until I have I have a bad feeling, or you can, and don't let the depression in yourself, or you cannot tell what telling you exactly when it tells you what to do, the things and that and this and that or whatever. Or if you haven't been bowling, or you have a guilt yourself, or you have a terrible things or whatever. It was effect of me. Like, I simple, not quite, but did I tell you before? Then I have a lot of horrible things. Me, I was a Will Hunting as Matt Damon itself, but there's a scene in The Good Will Hunting that then I made a horrible mistakes, or the ones that I did. But the best quote, the ones that he know of, that Robert Williams tells that his character, and it tells Matt Damon's character, Will Hunting, is the one is saying, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Because, but the Will Hunting, as Matt Damon said, no, I don't think you don't understand that, because then he says, well, I know, the ones that I did myself, and a horrible this and that, and what's going on, but Robert Williams' character is saying, you don't understand, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. It was the best quote. As far as I know, the ones that I'm trying to make me, I figured it out myself, but the same thing, I was myself, and I'll never forget that the ones that I tell now, but don't let me blaming yourself, and it's not your fault. But Robin Williams, it was perfect in that scene. Well, it could be any actor or actress, something like that, but Robin Williams is still perfect in that scene between that. I was trying to figure it out the same question between the I have to move on in my life. The ones that I'm remembering is still horrible things and see, or I didn't do it enough, the wrong, the purpose. Same thing I saw in that scene between the Robert Williams as the character saying it's not your fault, but then Matt Damon's Will Hunting. I know I've been insulting it, but it's not telling it exactly as myself. The ones that I gotta figure it out, and that's all. I realize that if you don't know what this is, guys, it's a best quote. The ones that is saying it's not your fault, because I feel a lot of. Did I say that I did a lot of horrible things, and it's joined and has a as myself until later on that on. Is the ones that in the best quote, the was as far as I know is the best quote, the ones that I know of. The one is saying you did horrible things, but you know what? It's not your fault. Don't let the people take advantage of you. Is as far as I'm concerned, that the movie, it was the best quote movie. The ones that I remember it about this movie was. I'll never forget that the ones that I know of. It's right now until it was the best one I had ever seen. But so thank you. If you guys are watching me this, then I've been bowling or I did horrible things and then things like that. And if I've been bullied also as well, but it's not your fault. If you're a nerd or if you're a special people, the ones that I know of, the same as well. Do not let the bad people take advantage of you, because remember that the one is saying it's not your fault. So that's all it is to that. That's all I have to say this, because it's about the Matt Damon's character, the Will Hunting, and it's the best. The one is saying he was. You don't see reaction was the between these two characters on embracing each other and is saying it's not your fault. But and I heard a little bit closer that said screw it, screw them. Don't let let this bad people take advantage of you. And the same way as I know of, that's why I'm stuck on with that or whatever, because my mind is coming back at me again. It reminds me that a long time ago, I was used to high school, and then I say, but you know what? Screw them. You don't need it. So, Good Will Hunting is the best movie I ever seen. So, what can I say? It's the best part of the entirely, the ones that I know of. And thanks to Robin Williams, it's the best I know. It's a fact of me. It's the best part of it I know. And so, what do you guys think about this? He's an amazing actor. Not just the drama movie, but he's a comedian actor, and he brought us the childhood movies, and of course, the only entire his movies and TV shows or whatever, like the legendary actor Robin Williams. If you guys are okay with me about this, please comment so let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and click like and comments below. And so, what do you guys think about this? And don't forget, and what do you guys think? And this is my special review for the moments of the Robin Williams, because I believe it's 1 year. Then I told you before to mention, yes. And so, this is my special review for the day the Robin Williams. So, don't forget, and it's very an emotional, sad day, and I'll never forget that the ones that I remember, and I'll keep watching it as far as I can. So the ones that I remember are very clear, and then the rest of them I don't know the other movies what to look like, but I did. So let's see what happens until then, and I'll never forget that Robin Williams was the best actor. The ones that I remember it, but I mean, who knows? But this is a special. This is my special review for Robin Williams. So I believe this is 1 year anniversary. The day before he died after his birthday, and now August 11 is very difficult to say. So I want to have a moment of silence a little bit before I do. And let's say, so that's it. And this is Typhoon Skyberg, and I want to have a little moment, silent moment for Robert Williams. So this is I have to say this, Robert Williams. Thank you so much for my memories. Thank you for making watching me as possible be a friend. And I said, remember the last time the Aladdin movie, the first movie, the end of it, and I said, Genie, you're free. And that's it. That's Robert Williams, guys. So I feel terrified, guys. This is the day the Robert Williams died, and I know. And I gotta miss him because he's a funny guy, and I never meet him. But I don't know. Who knows? But I had to say, Robert Williams, thank you so much for make me inspire me as possible. The ones I remember is my favorite actor. You're my favorite actor, Robert Williams. And that's it, guys. And thank you guys for watching me. And please let me know what you guys think. And I know it's a very difficult day. And so this is Typhoon Skyberg, and I'll see you around, guys. And don't forget, and let me know, and I'll see you around, guys.